Hello, welcome to all. I am Dr. Murali Krishna, COO of School Ventures. 5 essential skills that school did not teach us. I chose this topic today. 5 essential skills the school never taught us. It's not never taught us, it is probably not planned to teach us. That's the right way of saying it. We get 80% of our education from the schools. Lot of time is spent in schools and we gain lot of information. But this information should equip us to face the life situations in the world. If this is planning right from the beginning, then automatically any person is really empowered to face any adversities if it happens in the world in the phase of growing up. Now let me tell you what are the 5 essential skills. To start with, first is empathy. Empathy is nothing but an ability to understand the feelings of the other person. You observe, in the classroom, if you observe and you try to comment, that student always sits in the corner of the classroom, he never mingles with anybody. These are the kind of statements generally students pass on one another. If empathy is taught to the students, you will understand why he is behaving like that. At least you will initiate an action to understand why he is like that instead of passing a comment. The 3 steps which you need to learn in empathy is, the first is be with them or be for them. Whenever they require any help, you be with them. When that happens, 2, put you in the shoes of the other person and try to understand the situation. Then automatically, if you are standing this side of the scene, your understanding will be different. But right away, if you put yourself in the shoes of the person, your understanding of the situation and his plight would be altogether different. The third is, you will have to ask no more questions to understand the situation in a much better way, so that the empathy starts generating right from the early ages. The second skill which is not taught is listening skills. Listening skills, say when teacher is going on now speaking something, all the students start talking at the same time, creating a lot of ruckus and confusion. The teacher will not be understanding anything. Now the question is asked by the teacher, who has answered it, who has not, nobody knows. Because you don't have a discipline to listen. So this is a clear art. This fetches you a lot of mileage in the longer run. Listening skill is something developed which needed to be developed right from the beginning onwards. It has got 3 steps. You need to be very attentive. The second step is you have to give lot of importance to the person who is speaking to you. The third is, don't pass any judgment. Until everything is listened by you, you cannot pass a judgment, otherwise the judgment will be invalid. In the middle of it, you understand something, come to a conclusion, pass on a judgment. That's not the right way of dealing any situation. The third skill is conflict resolving skills. Conflicts or disagreements happen in everyday life for everybody. Right from morning onwards, suppose you don't like a dress, that is a conflict. You don't like a particular kind of food which your mother packed for lunch, that's a kind of a disagreement. These kind of disagreements, what happens unless they are identified in the beginning, they are resolved in the beginning, these disagreements go to the level of a conflict, and again conflict goes to dispute goes to quarrel, quarrel goes to disturbance in the relations. You should not allow any disagreement, any conflict to go to that level. So, in the beginning itself, that is to be nipped in the bud. Conflict resolving, you need to have a lot of patience. You respond, not react. Responding is different, reacting is different. You respond, not react. Second is, you have your statements ready. The third step in conflict resolution is, you will have to quietly and firmly, clearly, you have to communicate your point of view to the other person. It need not be with a shouting stone. It can be very calmly communicated. So, these three steps make any person resolve the conflict or attempt to resolve the conflict or avoid the conflict. The fourth skill I am talking about is negotiation skills. Negotiation skills need many faculties together. In the sense, you need to have good language, good command over language, so that now you can twist the words, twirl the words, so that they will not sound harsh to the other person. And second is, you should have a grip on the situation, and you should know the conditions in which you are starting a negotiation. Here again, now 3 steps I will tell you. These negotiation skills start with the first step of being assertive. You need to be very assertive with the information which you know about. That should be right information only. You cannot bring gullible information into this and then now ask them to listen to you, which nobody does. You need to be really assertive. The second point is, you keep many options ready. Plan A, Plan B, Plan C. Likewise, no, you think of various options through which a negotiation can happen. You think about it in advance. Keep all ammunition ready. The third is, create a win-win situation for both the parties. It should be a win-win situation for you and the other person who are participating in the negotiation. That means, in an articulate way, you have to present the case to other person so that your information should appear credible to him, so that he believes in you and then comes to a negotiation. The fifth important skill, which is generally neglected, is body language. You see me, while talking to you, rarely I have smiled, but that is a very bad body language. See, the first aspect of body language is a firm handshake is the first aspect in a body language. So the confidence with which you are handling the other person, you are handling yourself, is the main point in that. Second is, always, in the majority of the cases, there should be a smile on your face, so that the pleasantness is, you are giving a pleasant, serene condition to the ambience. The pleasantness makes the things different for many persons, or the whole situation can be made lightened with serene ambience, a pleasant ambience. The third important thing is, you handshake is one thing, and then the smile is another thing. Third is eye contact. With a pleasant smile and a good eye contact and then a firm handshake keeps you a very balanced person with proper body language to deal any kind of a situation. So my dear friends, these are the traits we generally don't plan in our curriculum, don't plan in our academic schedules in the schools. But these are the essential factors we need to deal with early age of the students, so that these traits can be absorbed by them. By the time they complete the schooling, they go to the higher classes, their behavior will be entirely different. They will be more acceptable people in the society as they develop into perfect human beings, as they enter into professions, and then now as they go into their pinnacle stages of the lives, majority of them would be definitely successful in the walks of life chosen by them. So, thank you for your kind and patient hearing. Thank you all.
To receive such more educational videos, please subscribe and also share it with the people who are associated with education industry. Thank you.